funny story. We were going to open up in Afton because we have this massive garage that we were going to convert.
Yeah. We'll stay away from them.
Coconut cake is better the next day. Banana cake too. Just some flavors develop a little bit more with a little bit more time. And then there's 2 cinnamon rolls.
Wow.
And any cake that you wanted, what would it be?
Like a Roblox game cake.
A Roblox game, yeah?
She knows Roblox. We have Erika Rickard. She's the owner of Erika's Cakery in Bainbridge. I've walked past it. How long have you been there?
A little over 4 years. We opened November of 21.
You've done baking like your whole life, like between your...
I joke around and say I walked out of the womb baking.
Yeah.
But yeah, from sitting at my grandmother's kitchen island to now doing my own thing. But yeah.
Now what, like, was your grandma like a professional at all this? Or?
I wouldn't necessarily say professional. She did bake professionally, but didn't have the degree. She worked in the local bakery. I don't know if you remember Reithhofer's.
The what?
The Reithhofer's bakery that was in Afton it was many, many years.
Wow.
And then they, my actually funny story, I found out later on that my aunt worked there also, but they both worked there.
Gotcha. And then what, they just like, were they like, they worked there, or did they help out? Like back then it was a little different than it is now.
Yeah,
like...
my grandmother actually helped out in the kitchen. So she was the one making like the donuts and the cinnamon buns and the cakes and stuff like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And then molded over into your mother and then into
Yes. My mom was a home baker / cake decorator. I remember doing many things with her. Like she would do like wedding cakes and stuff for people she knew and birthday cakes. And it's like, it's just something I grew up with and something that I always found joy in. So.
Yeah, it's kind of like my kids in golf, and they're going to be
they're gonna be superstars.
Yeah. No, I've looked through quite a bit of your stuff, and it's like, it's so remarkable to see like all the different stuff that you can make and make it look so real, like, you know, some of the pictures and stuff. And has like the technology like grown over the years of like what you're able to do? Like, you know, 10 years ago when you were making cakes, was it much harder to do like sophisticated cakes than you are doing now?
A little bit harder because a lot of the resources weren't out there. Like if you go to a craft store, you're not necessarily going to get all of the supplies that you would get today. Mm-hmm. Like their cake department was like maybe a quarter of an aisle. And it's like you would have to go to a professional store or something, and a lot of them don't allow you to just come in off the street. You have to be like, oh, what's your business name? Like I go through a vendor, and they have to know that I'm in a legit company or they won't sell to me.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? Now, like, what kind of, like, is there like certain tools or something that would be different than now than it is today? Or certain techniques, like, because I see some of these, like, you're actually like putting pictures on cakes, and
I actually don't like to put pictures on cakes.
Well, no,
like
I saw the one
the
with,
ones that I paint?
Well, I saw the one with, it was Nightmare Before Christmas. They had it on the side. Was that just
I
you?
hand painted that.
Wow.
Yeah.
But yeah, I find that pretty remarkable.
Yeah, if you ever see anything on my page that is like a photo looking thing, I've hand painted that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow. So you were an artist and then a baker. So which one was
Which one came first?
Yeah.
I would have to say art came first and then trying to find your medium.
Yeah.
So and a lot of things like that was also ingrained with me as a child. My mom was a wonderful, wonderful, amazing artist.
Sure.
And I lost her back in September, so I'm gonna try not to cry.
But sorry to hear that.
No, it's fine. She just going through like all the stuff that she had made and like the stuff that she taught us that we didn't really know. That she was teaching us, and then
what was her name?
Mary Ellen Warwick, or maiden name was Gould.
Gould.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. Yeah, it's always awesome to have a parent that knows what they're doing before you do it. Like, it's kind of tough with, like boys this day and age, or like with myself growing up, because, like my dad was so busy with work, he wasn't able to like get me into like a steady, like, this is what you should do, like he didn't really have a skill that was something that I could carry over to like the work life. He taught me how to build and all this other stuff. Like, he was really good at that, but it never really clicked into me like that's what I'll do for the rest of my life.
Right.
And it's nice to have like a inspiration like your mother to be able to,
Yeah.
branch off from that.
I'm very
So,
fortunate to have realized what I wanted to do in high school, because I know a lot of people are like, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to go for, I don't know, what's some random thing, sociology or
yeah,
something.
yeah,
And you're like, what are you going to do with that?
yeah. Yeah, my
And
my wife, she went to dental hygiene over in Broome, and she started out, she was a straight A student. She was really, she is extremely smart. And but when she got out of high school, she felt like she just had to go into college, and
yeah,
it was like, what's the first thing that pops up? Oh, D, dental, and that's where
yeah,
she went. But what made it harder for her than most of the people that were already in dental school? A lot of the dental people knew that's what they wanted to be. And part of the reason was because they had a family member that was, connected with that. So
yeah,
they would be able to go home and be like, hey, how do I do this? I would say, you probably did the same thing with your mom. Like, that was something that you and your grandma and were able
yeah,
to, like, hey, I could fall back on them and have some sort of
right. Some sort of sounding board. But then
yeah.
I went to BOCES in
Oh,
high
okay.
school,
Oh,
and
okay.
I'm a big advocate for technical schools or
Really?
anything aside from college. College is
Mm-hmm.
great. I went there, but I
Mm-hmm.
went to a technical college. And it's like I went specifically for what I was going for. It was
Exactly.
none of the extra classes that you didn't really need, that you're not going to use.
Yep.
And
That's exactly
yeah,
it. Yeah, I am 100% in agreement with technical schools like that. Like, I wish I knew what I knew now when I was, younger, just because, you know, kids just feel like they should go into something that, just because, oh, I got out of high school, I need to keep my knowledge fresh. They just go do something, and then they're $17,000 in debt. I wish
or
I
more.
waited.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, 100,000, but I wish I had waited and then maybe never even gone to college, and then maybe done, like, been an electrician, or
Yeah.
or carpenter. Like I built this in 3 months, and then I built my basement in a year, and that was all stemming off from what my dad taught me. But like, I had no idea that's what I wanted to be. And like, it's pretty awesome to see, like, someone local in Bainbridge to have that, like, connection and that story to kind of branch out to everyone. So,
Yeah.
um, but with so you went to Afton School.
Yep.
Okay, all right. Um, what year did you graduate?
2000.
2000. Okay, so yeah, I have a few sisters. They all went to Bainbridge, and they graduated right around the same time. They're well in that area. But have you ever thought of, like, try to branch off to like a different location other than Bainbridge, or was it always like, I'm just going to stay local, family's local?
Funny story. We were going to open up in Afton because we have this massive garage that we were going to convert
Yep.
into a bakery. And then we found out at the same time that, they pretty much were going to charge us to build a whole entire new building. So we're like, all right, let's not go that route. And at the same time, another bakery was trying to go into Afton area. Plus, they had Main Street Grill and Bakery. So
Oh,
it
so
would
they
have
were,
been three bakeries in one small town. And I'm like,
yeah,
that's not going to work.
yeah,
So
not for
then,
everyone.
yeah,
Yeah,
not for everyone. So
yeah,
then we were searching around, and then we had three offers for Bainbridge in the matter of 2 days, actually, of
really.
people like, here, we'll come build the suit for you. And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
And then we ended up choosing my husband's uncle. He was in the process of buying a building. And we're like, okay, let's look at the space. And then we ended up choosing that space. And it's been the perfect fit for us.
Yeah. I drive past it all the time. It looks pretty phenomenal. What was that before?
It was an insurance office.
Insurance office.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, that's where I took my, before I knew how to do taxes, my mom took me to that place for insurance.
Yeah, it's funny, like, because I look back at pictures of it and what it looked like and how it started. Like there was cubicles in there, like
Yep.
the god awful carpet that I have a picture of.
Yeah, I
But-
think it was also a tax. Was it
Yeah,
a tax? Or did they do taxes there?
They
'Cause-
may have.
Yeah.
Yeah, but when we got it, it was no longer an insurance office. It was basically used as storage at that
Gotcha.
point. So
Yeah, I was a pretty big local boy around there. I worked at Rose's
okay,
a few years before they closed. Started there at 14, and so yeah, everyone knew me right around that area, and then I grew up, got out of there. So yeah, so I was like, I remember texting you. I was like, just so you know, I'm from the area. I don't want to make it seem like I'm a killer.
no, I may have stalked your page a little bit and been like, who do you know? Oh, you know him and him and him. Okay.
Yeah. But as far as like building, like, how many years did it, or months, or I don't know how fast it would take, because I know starting a local business nowadays is very risky for everyone.
Yeah.
But you started during COVID,
Yes.
and that's pretty remarkable that it's still around, because I know a bunch of businesses around Norwich area, they came in, they were done in a few months.
Yeah.
Well, is there like a secret between, like, if like, it's like asking someone, how do you live for 100 years old? What's your secret?
My secret is, well, I had a very, very large customer base before I started.
Oh,
And
okay.
because I actually started the business, Erika's Cakery actually formed in 2015. So I started in my mom's house. I moved back up into the area in 2015. Started in my mom's house, and then when I got married and moved out, I was baking from my house. And in that time, I dabbled for a couple years working for Main Street Grill and Bakery, still doing custom orders on my own, branching out, getting my name out there. Then COVID hit. I
Yeah.
stopped working at the grill.
Yeah.
And then because I was home, we weren't allowed to do anything. I was like, all right, something's got to give, because I have 3 kids at home that are driving me crazy.
Yeah.
So I actually started doing live cooking shows on Facebook.
Really?
And
Okay.
yes, so if you do a deep dive on my page, you'll find
Oh,
it.
you
But,
can,
yeah,
like,
you don't
if I
wanna do
keep
that.
scrolling all the way down, yeah.
We're talking 2020. Yeah, but it was my sanity break. It was like, okay, my kids are driving me absolutely crazy, because homeschooling your kids, 3 of them at that point, with having to be in different rooms, nobody wants to do their work. I was like, no, I never wanted to homeschool, and I
Yeah.
still don't.
Yeah.
And so I would pop on Facebook and do a live cooking show, telling
That's
people
awesome.
like, okay, you can't find this in the store. Like, let's go, like, let's make poor man's risotto out of regular rice, like
Yeah.
stuff like that. Like,
Were you nervous like I was, like I am now?
probably a little bit at first, and I'm sure now, like, because I haven't been live in forever,
Yeah.
that if I'd like go on there,
Yeah.
I would get those nervous butterflies. But it got to be the point where it's like I was scheduled. Like, we would go and we would make tacos every Tuesday, like, and it would not be your average. It would be different tacos, and it was like just teaching people how to cook, like.
Yeah.
And it was fun. And then orders started piling in for cakes and everything. And we ended up getting a commercial size refrigerator, putting it out in the garage. I was taking over half the kids' living room. And then like, we're like, all right, it's too big for home.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. And then like when you start a business and you're working at home, like, do you have to claim profits like at home, or like, was that just a personal gig that you could just, run without an LLC?
I wouldn't necessarily say you can run without an LLC. You still have to claim things on your taxes. There's a certain amount you have to
Oh,
make
okay.
within a year in order for
Gotcha.
you to claim it. I
Oh,
mean,
okay.
I was very by the book and like there's
Really?
write-offs and stuff that you can do and all that thing, but
Yeah.
you have to, if you want to be legit, you have to like show.
Yeah. And just hearing you say, being by the book is one of the probably the biggest disconnects that people have when it comes to running a business in the areas, because a lot of people they try to wiggle around things too much
Absolutely.
around the area, and it's just and the biggest thing that you had was you already had a customer base.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, when they come into this, they don't have a customer base. They do really good advertising for 2 weeks, and then they don't see anything come in, and then they just
Or
throw
they
their
do a
hands up
couple
and
of shows and have really amazing results,
yeah,
and then they're like, I'm going to open up a
yeah,
place.
yeah.
Like,
I think
this
at the
was
end of the
many
day,
years going.
yeah, at the end of the day, it's just it's the amount of commitment that someone has, and like when I do this, like I'm not focused on the views. I do it because I have fun with it, and if it gets successful, that's great, but there's always a chance for it to fail, and I can accept that. And 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 that's what people are so worried about when they start a business. They're so worried about failing in their image. A lot of people, they get a business and it doesn't work out, and they either are too ashamed or something, and then they move from the area, like because they don't want to show their face. And it's like it's okay to fail and be able.
Yeah.
It's in and I think what drives people out of the business or makes people too cautious to start a business is that they're too worried about failing, and they don't do enough research to get into it properly, and then they try to cut corners. They're taking out too many credit cards and stuff, and
Yeah.
but just the fact that you stayed in from 2021 until now, that's or 2020, right? You said?
Well, 2021 is
Yeah,
when the
yeah,
brick and mortar was open, but
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. But like that's pretty phenomenal. And then you're still kicking along. So
still kicking.
yeah. Now, are you? Do you get like? Is there any certain times of the year that's like more like business than certain times? But birthdays that happen every month, so
Yes, birthdays happen all the time, anniversaries. I mean, you name it, we celebrate it. But our slowest time of the year is 6 weeks long. It's January into February.
yeah, really.
Yeah. So it's soon as Christmas happens, and then you're slow until Valentine's Day.
Jeez.
And that's it.
Yeah.
And then once Valentine's is there, you just hit the ground running, because then you get St. Patty's Day, Easter,
Yep.
birthdays, graduations, weddings. Today alone, we booked 3 weddings. Like
That's awesome.
yeah. So
Yeah.
it's
And probably those weddings came from recommendations from other weddings you did, right?
one of them was,
Yeah.
yes, they
Yeah.
had wedding stuff at a wedding last year, and they came right in today and they wanted to book a wedding today. But I technically only had one wedding consultation on the books today,
Yeah.
and 2 of them are walk-ins.
That's awesome.
But
That's
yeah.
awesome. And yeah, it's pretty remarkable. Yeah, I was gonna pull up your website here.
Oh, don't go by my website. Go by Facebook.
Well, no, I saw some pretty cool things on there.
I don't update my website as much as Facebook is
All right,
updated.
I'll just view the pictures
Okay.
because
I'm trying to
I
think
saw
of
the
what's on there.
pictures on there, and
Oh, you're going to reviews.
yeah, we'll stay away from them. But like I saw the amount of stuff that you have on here, and it's really remarkable. I one of my favorites was the Jack Skeleton one.
Yeah,
But-
that is actually one of my favorite cakes that
Yeah.
I've done. Yeah.
But like, how do you? So you make this cake here, and how do you keep it from like the hair per se, like to fold it in, or does it just get hard?
No, that's an actual like buttercream frosting. But my buttercream isn't like a regular buttercream. It's more of like a European style, so it's a little softer. It doesn't get that like hard shell like you would from the grocery store.
Yeah.
But it's just texture, really. It's just how
And
false.
once it stays there and like the hair stays up like that, does it eventually fold down, or do you have to like freeze it right away, or?
I mean, I chill them before people come and get them, but typically that could sit out for hours without doing anything as long as
Really?
the room's not
Yeah,
hot.
it's because I've made a few cakes in my day, and they're not even close to this.
I would say that's not even touching close to what all.
Yeah, I could only imagine. Now, like with something like this, like, do you make them and then package them up your own way?
Yes, we make everything that we
Now,
have.
I've always was curious on something like that. Now, when you package it, does New York have like regulations that you have to put like an expiration date on them before
No.
you package them?
No.
Oh, really? Okay. I always was curious if they have like regulations that like when you package a good, if they require like something on the package.
There is regulations for home-based businesses versus a fully inspected kitchen like I have.
Yeah.
So when I was a home-based business, when I would package anything for sale, I would have to like create a label like you would from a store product that has your ingredient list and all of that stuff on it, your allergen warnings. That all would have to be on there, every single package, before I could even
Really?
sell it. But because I am now a commercial business and I get inspected, like I don't have to go to
Really?
that extent.
Okay.
Yes. And there's a very, very strict list of what you can and cannot make as a home baker.
There's certain cakes or pastries you can't make at your house. Like what kind of stuff is that?
Oh, so if I was a home baker, about 75% of what I make for the bakery, I could not make at home. Because you
Really?
can't make anything with, per se, a cream cheese frosting. You can't make breads or anything with fruits or cheeses or veggies. And it's like, so that's cutting out a lot of the typical items that you would normally find. If you're going to make a pie, it has to be a double crust pie. It can't be a crumb top pie. Like,
Really?
yes. Yes.
What's
expensive.
the reason on why?
Foodborne illnesses, not storing stuff properly. You can't even make a cake pop at home or a chocolate covered strawberry.
Well, you could make it, but you just can't sell it.
You can't
right?
sell it.
Yeah.
No. Right.
I think that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's just absurd that.
I went to a demolition derby and I was set up when I was a home baker.
Yep.
And I had just gotten my cottage license at that time, I think.
Uh-huh.
And we had set up and I had made s'mores cupcakes and I had used an unwrapped a little Hershey bar and stuck it on there. They made me get rid of it because it had candy on it.
No, that's ridiculous. Like I remember building stuff in my basement here, and there's like rules and regulations that you have to do, and it's like like the amount of stuff that you have to pay attention to. It's just it's unreal.
Yeah.
But yeah, I pulled up this. You should be able to see it on the screen. I'm during the podcast, but like when you make these, is this a cupcake?
No, that's a
Looked like
8-inch round heart, or not round, but heart-shaped cake.
now.
It's about 4 inches high.
Are all of these like are they designed that once you make it you have to get it cooled down like to a certain temperature?
No, I typically frost cold cake, so it kind of hardens as I go anyway. The frosting itself hardens.
Yeah.
And then I'll just put it in the fridge until the people come and get it.
Now, is there a certain day range that you want to move it or have it get
As
eaten?
fresh as possible.
Yeah, so
I'm
like
typically baking cakes the day before, decorating the day of,
Yeah.
and then I schedule people like, okay, this one's coming at 9, this one's coming at 10, this one like, and so on.
you get it right
And
out.
I'm like,
Yeah,
just assembly lining through it.
Yeah. Now, is there any like certain stuff that's actually better after like it sits for a little while? Like anything you sell?
I would say cream pies are always better the next day.
Yeah.
Coconut cake is better the next day. Banana cake too. Just some flavors develop a little bit more with a little bit more time.
Now, now when you create these cakes, like see my mouse here, the smoothness of it, like I never understand how it can get so smooth and like perfect on the edges. Is that just a matter of like what kind of thickness the cream is and how you use your tools and
More how I
or is
use
there
my tools than anything else. I'm
yeah.
gonna have a future spackling walls.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, no. It's my second calling in life is probably being a
Yeah.
finisher
You
or
probably
whatever.
have
Yeah.
one on you.
Yeah. But yeah, it's many, many years and many, many cakes in the line of and just knowing what works, what hand placement and consistency of frosting. I don't know. I just do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
At this point, it's just autopilot. But
Yeah, it looks phenomenal. Like one of my favorite ones that I keep staring at is this one right
oh, the
here.
Oreo one?
Yeah. I screwed up on my screaming a little bit, so now I have to scroll over if it'll let me. Yeah. There we go. Nope, nope.
No, you went too far again. You're not
Excuse
gonna
me,
find Jack
folks.
Skellington.
Yeah, there's Sesame Street. There
Oh,
we
the
go.
Sesame Street one, I hand painted all of those characters on there.
See if I can get
Oh, go back to the cookies.
these.
Yeah, the octopus ones.
Yeah.
Do you see all the teeny tiny details in there? Like, do you see like the
Oh,
little dots
really?
and
Oh,
all that?
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like right here.
Mm-hmm.
And that's their
All
little
their
suction cups.
yeah. All like hand piped in there. Like, yeah.
Now is it so do you hire people like where you're at?
I do. It's hard to find anybody that can do what I do.
Yeah, so probably the training process is like you guys be able to do this or you're out type thing. Right?
Yeah, I give people like a 30-day grace period, and if you're not catching on, then I kind of have to move on because I don't have time to sit there and
Yeah,
teach somebody
You can probably see
everything.
how committed they are just by the first minute that they're in
Yeah,
there.
yeah,
You know, like yeah, like I can go into an interview process and be like, yeah, I cooked my entire life, but as soon as you see me how to hold a tool, you're gonna be like, yeah, time to go, Brian.
we actually do working interviews with people. Like we'll have people come in, they'll put their application in, and we're like, all right, we're gonna have you come do a working interview.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so
it's like
and I pay them for their time, but like you come in, you work with me, see if we're gonna mesh together. Like, because if you can't work in the space with me, then we're gonna have a problem because it's a 15-foot table that
Yeah.
we share, and it's like we got to be able to work around each other.
I could only imagine it's probably like Gordon Ramsay at that point, but much
Not
nicer.
that much
Much
nicer.
nicer.
Much nicer. It was funny. My one employee is like, "Oh, you should have Gordon Ramsay come." I'm like, I don't know about that.
be
I
like,
mean, I do love
"Fucking
Gordon
shit."
Ramsay. I do. I do. I watch Kitchen Nightmares like nobody's business. But,
Really?
yes, it's like one show that I actually enjoy watching.
Oh my gosh.
Or Hell's Kitchen. But yeah, I
That's-
would absolutely love for Gordon Ramsay to come, but
Oh, that'd
not
be
in
awesome.
a negative way.
What's the other shows that they go in and I know there's the bar one, but like they go in and they like see what you're doing. I can't remember. It's been a while since my wife watches a lot of that stuff, and my son he got into the cake wars
Oh
quite
yeah.
a bit. Yeah.
I
yeah.
also watch Is It Cake? I do a lot of I watch that.
Now, have you ever like thought of like going on to those shows or like
I
putting
think
your
about it for
application?
30 seconds and then I'm like, I have a competition with myself every single day that I'm at work. Why would I do that on national TV?
Well, I mean,
But I mean, there's moments where it's like, okay, I could do that,
Yeah.
but I literally I compete with myself every day.
yeah.
Every day.
Well, probably the people that you hire, it's not really the fact of how much skill they have, is how much they're willing to learn from you because
Yes.
you're more or less the expert at it. So like if they're able to, adapt your skill and put it into place, and then you can sleep
Yeah.
at night knowing that they can do it.
Yeah. And it's like you don't really get into places food wise where it's like the owner is right there working with you. That's few and far between in my
Mhm.
eyes. It's like you have a kitchen manager or somebody that's, overseeing you, not your boss and owner right next to you. So that goes into part two. Like if you don't have the respect for the boss or the owner when you're working right beside them, then you're not going to last either.
Yeah.
So we have
Do,
run into a little bit of that, but not much,
does
thankfully.
does everyone like report to you and say yes, chef?
No, I actually don't like that. I
I don't
don't.
like that either. I'd be like, it's almost demeaning to a person,
No, it's a form of respect, but at the same time, I don't know. Like I know I've earned it in my life, but
Sure.
I don't really want the yes chef aspect, I guess. I'm more of like a laid back. I've been in the business where you go in and you wear the tall hat, you wear the white. I've lived that for years,
So
and yeah.
here's a really good question that I just thought of. So you know how doctors, when they become a doctor, they wear the lab coat,
Mhm.
like that's their sign of being a doctor. Is there a certain, like, are you considered a chef?
Yes, I
Okay.
am. I did go to culinary school. I am
So
professionally
you are
changed.
now.
Yeah.
Do you have to like redo your qualifications for that
You
every like
can get
15 years or
certain
something?
like certifications. Like I could have many letters after my name, but
So
I
did
I
they give
haven't
you a
gotten that
chef
far.
hat as
No,
like a
no,
be like, you are now a chef? That'd be
no.
awesome.
That
They
would
should.
be, or like the sorting hat from Harry Potter. You
Yeah.
are going to work here. Like,
You are going to be a baker. But no,
yeah,
I didn't know if they like if there's like certain, maybe it'd be like a cake hat or but yeah, no, I thought that would be kind of cool if they did that with as they hold you
or
up
like
like a king
the
and pop it on your head.
the tassel remover. You get
Yep.
like a chef hat put on.
Yep.
No, it when we graduated, actually, we weren't even in chef uniform. We were in suits and stuff. It was funny.
Really?
Yeah.
It wasn't gowns or
No, it was they just wanted business attire when we graduated from culinary school.
that's awesome. Yeah.
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 It's like,
Yeah.
okay.
They need to do better though. They need to put you in chef uniforms and put the hat on you. And
You
that'll
have
be
now
almost
been
more.
anointed.
You get 15 chefs with a chef hat up on
And then at
there.
the end, yes, chef.
Yeah. And then if you even if you don't want to wear your chef hat, you can like prop it up on your bakery, like
Yeah.
this is my
I
proof.
actually feel very stuffy wearing a chef coat now.
Yeah.
So I just, I don't know. I think it's probably because I did work in the high end places that it was required, but I have a different like vibe and feeling going on.
Why are they white? Do you
Um,
know why?
that's a good question.
I
It's more of like a cleanliness thing, but people have like branched out and they've gotten like colored chef coats and we wear
yeah.
fancy pants and stuff like that with patterns and stuff like that now, but like it used to be very stark white apron, white hat, checkered pants, black shoes, like
Yeah.
even some places you would have to wear a handkerchief. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, they can
He-
get pretty crazy.
Here's my theory on why they're white. I think they're white because it's like if you're a professional at what you do and you
You shouldn't
start
be dirty.
chopping up things and everything and it's all over you, you're not that good. But
Yes.
that's why they wear white, because if you're not getting, be like, that's
Yes.
how good I am.
Yes,
So
I have heard that too. It does have some to play into it, but also a lot of those head chefs that are pristine and white are
Yeah.
just overseeing.
Yeah.
They're not
Yeah.
really
They're
getting
just,
in there.
yeah. So, so other than, doing at home and in the bakery, did you in the place in Afton, did you actually work anywhere else other than like at a professional setting?
Yeah.
Like,
I went to culinary school right out of high school, and from there,
where
which
was
was
your
in
culinary
Pittsburgh,
school?
it was in Pittsburgh.
Oh,
So
okay.
2 weeks after graduation, I moved to Pittsburgh. So
Really? Okay.
culture shock of my life, but I was all for it. So yeah, 18 years old, moved to Pittsburgh, nobody there, and
wow.
went to culinary school there. And then I met a lot of amazing people there, and believe it or not, we had to do interviews for school to find an internship because they wanted you to go work outside of the school for 6 months before you could graduate.
Yeah.
So imagine all of these restaurants come and you're supposed to interview with them. Yes, we're having a conversation here right
Yeah.
now. Me having a conversation with them is like a deer in headlights.
Oh, really?
So I was the only top person in my class that did not have an
Oh,
internship
really?
because I couldn't talk to people.
Yeah.
Go
Yeah.
figure.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
my dean of baking, he actually worked at the place across the street, which was the #1 city club in the US at that time, which I didn't
Okay.
know.
Yeah.
So he actually got my foot in the door
Oh,
and
really? Okay.
got me an internship. I stayed at the place for 3 years, and yeah.
Was it like scary, fun? Was it?
Oh, it was fun. It was
Yeah.
fun. You met a lot of people, and it was definitely because it was a city club. I got into fine dining, plating, like you name it, we did it, and catering. So I got to dabble in a lot of things and
Now,
had
some people they go into culinary because they just want to. And some were born into it, kind of like what you were. When you do something like that, can you sense like the difference, like a internship? Is it very helpful for you, or is it just like you're just doing it because you're trying to move up, or improve your education?
they considered it part of our education, like working
Yeah.
in a professional field, so you get a little hands-on other than strictly in the classroom.
Yeah.
So
Do you think if you had took it, like if you took it or not took it, do you think it would have still been beneficial at the end of the day? Like if you never took it, like because you're almost like you've almost, I mean, you've done it your whole life, so doing something like that, does it actually help improve your skills?
yes.
Or okay, all right, I didn't
Yes.
know. Yeah, it just kind of gets you in that setting, right?
Yeah, it gets you directly in that setting. You're
Yeah.
coming in there with a little bit of knowledge. You should have enough knowledge that somebody can be like, okay, here, I'm going to have you make this. I'm going to explain the steps to you, ABC, do this,
Yep.
and then walk away, and
Yeah.
you should be able to handle it. So that's kind of like what you get thrown into
Yeah.
the fire and see what comes out. But
Yep. That's
yeah.
cool. That's cool. Yeah, while we're on the subject of cake, I was going to see if you could make a cake for my wife and son for their birthdays,
When?
end of the month. Is that too soon or?
No, that's fine.
Oh, okay.
I'm just, my family and I are going to Florida for
okay.
Easter break. So.
Oh, okay. No, that's fine. No, I was like, yeah, my son's birthday
Sorry.
Oh, you're good. You're good. It's not a big deal. If you need to answer it.
No, it was
Okay, because I can edit anything out. It can go and be, his birthday is the 26th.
Okay.
And her birthday is 27th, but we combined them and then we have my wife is actually not going to see this episode till after her birthday, so she won't know I was talking about her. But for her to let me build this simulator, I kind of had to meet in the middle, and she always wanted to do some guinea pigs. She likes
Happy
it.
wife,
She does
happy
a really,
life.
yeah, exactly. she does a very good job on it. She's becoming an expert on the knowledge of guinea pigs, and the kids love it. So I was thinking if a guinea pig cake, that would be
Okay.
yeah. I know it's in your wheelhouse because I've
Are
seen
you thinking 3D like the hedgehog?
that would, I was thinking
I could
seven.
attempt.
I was thinking like 7 guinea pigs,
Okay.
and
I'm just gonna write a note of it.
yeah, I can send you more
Yeah,
details.
yeah, better off someone else.
And then my son eats whatever he likes in the moment, so he's pretty simple. So
Love that age.
Yeah.
I love it.
yeah. So how many kids do you have?
So we have 4. I have a daughter who's in her 2nd year of college. And then I have a stepson who is just getting ready. He'll be 19. And then we have 2 still in the house. I have a 15-year-old boy and a 10-year-old boy at home
okay.
still.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, your husband His first name is
Robert or
Robert.
Bob or Bobby
Yeah.
or
Okay. I think I've met him before.
yes, he said he actually knew you from
Yes.
a while ago.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I'm trying to remember from what. Did he say specifically?
No, he didn't. He
Because
just
I
said he knew
remember his
you.
name, and I was like, did he do construction or something, or like
Um,
carpentry?
Not
Carpentry?
really.
No.
His family owns Iroquois Antiques.
Okay. Yeah, he
And
probably
then
most likely he probably knew my mother. My mother, she at one point before she moved down to Delaware, she owned the Penguin on Route 8.
okay.
Yep, and she's a pretty outspoken person. So, but she went to Iroquois quite a bit. So, and she took me once in a while. So,
So the Penguin, you know the white dessert case that had the sliding
yep.
glass? I have that in my shop.
Oh, you got it from her. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
I actually that's what it was. I talked to your husband. Wow.
About that.
I got a weird memory. And now I know. I bet if I went
Is
through
it a good memory?
no, yeah, it's a good memory. No, I went through my I guarantee if I went through my Facebook and I searched up that white case that you have, he picked it up at my mom's house, I believe.
Probably.
It was in their garage and he was asking me about it and see if it was available. And I told my parents didn't have Facebook, so I told them that he was on his way and I think he picked it up.
Yeah.
So, and that was about 5 years ago.
5 years ago.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So,
Small world.
yep. That's about when they
It's
moved.
still doing very well in my shop.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah. The people that owned the Penguin, they never opened back up.
No, they
after.
didn't, which was very sad because we
Yeah.
had high hopes.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, does like businesses like that help you? Like, do you like work with other like close businesses like that?
We did in the past. We're very picky and choosy, and I say we because it is my husband and I, but he does more of the business end of it. I'm more baking and everything else.
Okay.
But we did in the beginning. We had worked with another coffee shop and we were doing stuff with them. We worked with another store that was in Green. So we're talking Sydney, Green. Where else did we do? We worked with a couple places and then we found that they just didn't have the standards that we have for keeping items. Like they would, because people are used to the things that have preservatives and all that, and you can keep them for forever.
Mm-hmm.
And I have like a week shelf life. I'm like, if it's past a week, you got to get rid of it. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Like that's my name that you're putting out there with this stuff. So you kind of have to keep the same standards
Sure.
that I have.
Do you have to like buy excuse me. I'll edit that out. Do you have to buy like specific item or like do you try to buy locally or is it just hard sometimes for like pricing and availability of buying local
No,
product?
we're actually very big supporters of buying local. We'll
Yeah.
use Frog Pond, we've used Pine Ridge, we've used Hellers, farmers markets. We also use Davis Acres and Bainbridge. Honey, we get a local honey person. Maple,
Really?
local maple. As much local as we can. We like to spread the wealth and help other
Sure,
people.
yeah.
So
Yeah,
like,
that's awesome.
yeah.
I think that's one of the biggest things that probably helped you succeed was, your local connections there.
yeah.
A lot of people that probably start businesses, they're probably buying it from, Maine's or something like that, trying to,
I mean,
something
we
that's,
do have our whole list of things that we
yeah.
do get from there, but as much
yeah,
as
no,
local as we
I'm not,
can,
yeah, but like the more you can buy local, the more of the connection you can make with
Yeah.
other people in the area.
It's funny. I had somebody tell me one time that, and she was working for another local restaurant, and she was like, you can tell success by when somebody can order food off of a food truck. And like that comment kind of stuck with me, and I'm like, I don't think that's true. I think
Yeah.
like a smart business person would be trying to, get as much as they could locally to support them, and then also trying to find the best bang for your buck. I mean,
Yeah.
the best products that you can get at a reasonable price. Like
Yeah.
You don't necessarily have to bring it in on a food truck to be successful.
Well, it's a big circle in my eyes because like it for instance, if you need to buy honey, and you go to a local honey stand or someone that does honey, you can buy their honey, get wheel and deal that way, but at the same time, they're gonna have birthday parties, so
Hmm.
they're gonna be like, well,
One hand washes the
Erica's my
other.
girl, we're going to get
Yeah.
we need that guinea pig cake. And
Yeah,
so,
we actually, it's funny, honey story. My honey vendor that I had, I actually met her through doing her wedding for her.
oh, really?
And
Okay.
then found out that she did honey. So when we opened up the place, I was making bagels and stuff, and I needed like a lot of honey. So I'm like, okay, do you sell bulk honey
Really?
instead of like the little like bottles and stuff that you would normally get? Because I'm going through like 10 pounds at a time.
Really?
And yeah, so I connected with her on that. And then that turned into, we have the front side of the bakery that is more of like a storefront type thing where
Yep.
we have other vendors bring in, like my maple person has a shelf of maple. We have a shelf of honey. We have woodworking. Like we've brought in all these other people that we love to work
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
so that they have a spot to sell their goods too.
Yeah. That's awesome. Such a simple idea, but like it's so important to do because it just the amount of connections you can make with these people, and like, and then the other services, like maybe their 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 husband, the people that you buy the honey, maybe their husband's a carpenter or something that can help you, enhance your look in there. And then it's all
Yeah.
all the money kind of stays close,
Hmm.
and then all the and then you're building relationships, and
Yeah.
then you can
Keeping
grow
it
that
as
way.
local as possible.
Yeah, because like if you get that delivery driver, someone that's that coming from the city or something, that a lot of people do, they you can't really make a connection, and it's harder to wheel and deal that way too. So
That and food trucks or food companies in general, like Cisco, Maine's,
yeah,
all of those, you're subject to their pricing. Like you
yep,
can't nickel and dime them or
no,
whatever. You can't haggle.
yeah,
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 this is the price, and it's a yo-yo. Like it's
yeah.
whatever they feel like
It's
charging
probably tougher for
sometimes.
people in the city to get local businesses rather than people,
Yeah.
in small towns like Bainbridge. So yeah, yeah, such it's such a cool thing. I've been offered to start a restaurant. I went to hotel and restaurant management in
Oh,
school.
that's awesome.
I it was fun. I had a lot of interest in it. It was more of like I felt like I had to go to college for it. But I should have never went to college. I don't have the attention for it. I believe I have the knowledge for it. I just don't have the attention for it. So if they wanted me to go into class at 9 o'clock in Binghamton, I wasn't going to class at 9 o'clock in Binghamton. It was just I wasn't making class, and then I get there and then I'm behind. It's just what school wasn't for me. But like you know, I've had I've been offered to like open up a restaurant to manage it. I have an idea, like, and it's kind of refreshing because like you were talking about the local, and um, the places they wanted me to run was over in Norwich. Both of them were over in Norwich,
Hmm.
and I scoped it out, and I was like, it's like the 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 amount of traffic that you have, and it was actually what you said. I have no customer base. So like when I'm going in there, there's no like something that could keep me stable. It was just more of like it would be more winging it than anything. And I didn't want to go in there, risk, have someone rely on me to, run it, and then, and
Yeah.
then it would make me feel like shit. So I said no both times. And it and I don't regret it. If it's something that I actually like to do, and there was no way of having it all on my shoulders,
Yeah.
then that would be a little bit different. But
I think the biggest thing when you're looking, like say somebody's like, "Oh, I want to open up a restaurant, will you run it for me?" when I hear that somebody's opening up a place, I'm like, wheels start turning. It's like, because I
Yeah.
can't help it. But
Yep.
it's like, okay, what area are you in? What are you offering? What does the area already have? Is the main
Exactly.
question. And it's like, what are you bringing
Yep.
that they don't already have?
Exactly.
Because
Yeah.
that's you need to fill the need, not
Yep.
supplement the need.
Yep. There's so many things to look at. And a lot of people think that it's just start it and go, and it's not. It's there's like there's a good place, Gus's Steakhouse.
Hmm.
They're a good example. For some reason, that location just didn't get does not get a lot of like people going into the business and buying, and um, that's my opinion. I feel like they struggle on getting people inside that door, and they change owners a few times, and right now I don't even know if it's still kicking around, but like the owners end up having
Was that the one that was up from Duncan?
yeah, it's right next to McDonald's,
Okay, so
right near
that
this.
is no longer Gus's. That
Yeah,
is,
it was it changed to Dickies.
yes.
Yeah, but before that it was called something else.
Wasn't it? I can't even remember what it
Oh,
was.
I think it started with an O, Ontario. I don't know. But yeah, it like the first week that they were open, it felt like, from the rumors that I heard, because I'm around there all the time, and I go to patients' houses for my job, so I hear about a lot of rumors and stuff. But like the rumors that I heard about the place before Dickies was that there was like sexual harassment cases, and there was the owner was mean or something, and it was done in 2 weeks. And
Yeah.
a lot of people, they think that's the only reason why it failed. And in the back of my mind, I'm like, no, there's more things that if they had more things going for it, like between ordering food and getting wages properly, organized and stuff, you know, those small little rumors that you hear when factor in to the bigger picture.
Right.
And that's how I kind of see it. Like a lot of businesses around here, it's like how they can handle it and everything. So
Well, handling rumors alone are just another feat in
yeah.
itself.
Do you go through a lot of
I've
rumors, or have
I've
you?
had some here and there, like with the other businesses that have opened up in the town, like within the
Sure.
last few years, and it's it's almost like people thrive on drama, and
The social media is horrible.
yeah, it's horrible. And
Yep.
at one point there was another bakery. I'm not even going to name who it was
Sure.
because I don't want to do that. But they had come to me and said, "Okay, people are getting us confused. I want you to make a post. I'll tag you, you tag me." And I said, "No." And they weren't very happy with me because I'm like, I've spent such and such amount of years working on my brand.
Yeah.
People know me for this. I'm sorry, but I'm not going to tag you.
Yeah.
And
I think they had another idea going in their head.
absolutely,
Yeah. They're
absolutely.
kind of
And
like
it's
branching
yeah.
off.
And
Your
they
success
thought I
was
couldn't read between the lines, obviously, but then I'm not a spring chicken.
yeah.
I've been around for a
Yeah.
while.
Yeah.
And like I did spend many years branding myself, doing everything like, the pink, the black, the white, everything.
Mm-hmm.
Like I've thought everything out, and some people fail to do all of that and they just want to piggyback on somebody else.
Yeah.
Well, then rumors started, and I had one of their employees come work for me, do an internship through BOCES.
Really.
And they're like, "Oh, they forewarned me before I came here and said that you were mean." And I was like,
Oh my gosh.
"Okay,
Yeah.
okay."
Yeah.
And then it's like, it's just like a domino effect from there. And then it's like, another baking style like place popped up in Bainbridge.
Yeah.
They were struggling. And then they decided because they were struggling, they needed to find a reason as to why they were struggling.
Yep.
So what's the easiest thing to do?
Blame someone else.
Point
Yep.
fingers at the other business that is thriving, because obviously they're
Yeah.
thriving. They're the reason you're not.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I've dealt
That's
with
a
that.
that's a common theme I see. Um, you know, talking about, having you on this podcast and talking about success. One of the biggest things I see, and it's not just with businesses, but it's definitely related to um, like people in businesses do this a lot. They they don't they get into, you know, the mud of starting the business, and they don't have a way out, it almost seems. And like when you start a business, you should, you know, I'm not saying you should. I'm not a business owner. I'm a podcaster, you know.
And
But
horrible golfer, right?
I'm a semi good golfer. I'm right in the middle of good and bad. Um, it depends on the day. So, but there's no way out for a lot of these people that start this. And for people to like when I was younger, I went to college and I didn't pass college. I didn't graduate. And I felt like that was everyone else's fault. I thought it was my parents' fault. I thought it was, you know, my dad's fault or my car breaking down. And it all came down to myself. And I didn't realize a lot of this stuff till later in life.
Yeah.
And until I realized my mistakes that I made early on in life, you know, until I turned like 23, 24, until I realized that shit, that was me. And
Yeah.
I got fired from a job, you know, and I remember at the time I was devastated. I thought it was their fault. And for like 3 or 4 years I was like, screw those guys. I didn't do anything wrong. And then I was like, man, I was a dick. You know,
Yeah. It's a
I
lot
was that bad.
easier.
And the difference between that mindset that I just said is that some people will never get to that point of
Mhm.
understanding that they screwed up. Like that person contacting you and saying that you were mean, some people will never be humble enough to be like, maybe I did screw up, you know?
Yeah.
And
Or maybe I was just jealous.
yeah,
You know, like that's a lot of it comes down to that is like they see how well
yeah,
somebody is doing and they're
yeah,
jealous and
yeah.
want to be
It
mean.
yeah, it almost seems like they're trying to it to uh to hide their unsuccessfulness. They try to cover it up with something that's
Yeah, let me make
imaginary.
this person look really
Yeah,
awful so I look okay.
yeah. And like in my eyes, now, like in the last, I would say 5 or 6 years, a lot of people they say, "Oh, I've been like this my entire life," but like me, it was like probably the last 6 years. I have nothing but respect, and I want everyone to succeed at what they're doing. Um, you know, if someone starts a podcast in Bainbridge and they're you know and they're counteracting me and or if they're bashing me or saying something bad about me, I'm still going to be, I'll still hold my morals and say I hope you do good. And you know, and that's just the way it is. And just to grasp kind of off your conversation is that, you know, even when those people that struggled in Bainbridge and the people that you said that are similar sounding in name or something like that, or
Yeah.
yeah, what you said, or it just seems like, you know, those people are probably not praying for you to do good.
Oh, I know they're not. I
You know?
absolutely,
Yeah.
without a doubt, know they are not praying for me to do well. And
Yeah.
it probably hurts them a lot, the success that I've had
Do
in
you
the
think
last
they'll
four and a
go
half
until
years.
they die, until they feel like, until they change their
Probably.
mind? It's just like,
Probably.
it's so hard to, you know,
It is. It's hard when people cannot be genuinely happy
yeah,
for your success
yeah,
when you've worked your ass off for it.
yeah, yeah.
And yeah, like,
Yeah, you see a lot of these 20-year-olds, they're making $1 million on YouTube, and like if you bring this up to like an old timer, it'd be like, oh, he does that for a living, and you know, and that old timer, he's only made, you know, $50,000 to $60,000 a year for his entire life. I was like, that kid worked hard. He loves what he does. He makes $1 million. That's so great.
yeah.
He's able to do that. And so many people, they have so much, they want people to fill around them, and only those people, or like they want those people to fill around them so they can feel better their success. And it's you know, you can have a conversation with someone and understand where they are at as far as like if they are well, I can go to any business right now and understand if they are successful or not, and if they're going to make it, if they're happy with their job. So
Yeah.
there's a big difference with personality that you can tell from someone. So
I mean, I have to be happy with my job. I get up at 2 a.m. every day. Not everybody does that.
yep.
That's insanity. I work
Yeah.
90 hours a week and just get up and do it again.
And that's what's required.
It's
Yep.
required.
And the people that didn't make it in the bakery
They're
business,
closing because there
they
was
didn't wake up
spiders
at 2 a.m.
outside.
They didn't wake up at 2 a.m. in the morning. They were crapping on other people's name and
Yeah.
doing everything else other than
Other
trying to
than
improve
putting in
their
the work.
skill. Yep.
Yeah, unfortunately, I have decided, I guess it was probably in the last 2 years because of the drama and everything, like I just put blinders on.
Yeah.
It's like literally a horse with blinders on. Anytime a bakery, local or not, pops up, sorry, I'm blocking you. Like I cannot get sucked in. Like I have goals and it's like keeping my head down, just
Yeah.
moving forward. Don't
Yeah,
get sucked up.
That was the biggest struggle of starting this podcast thing. I was so paranoid about like what people think, and I know I'm going to probably get beef from my buddies, which is normal. Like I'd rather have them, shit on me. It's totally fine. They're allowed to.
As long as I do it in
but
jest.
but like I was so worried. I was so worried about people bullying me. I have a speech impediment, whatever.
That's okay. I'll probably say something backwards.
Yeah, trashing on me for doing this, and like it took me like 3 or 4 months to get like a mindset of like I don't care what people think. And
But you're gonna find that a lot of people are like, I watch your podcast, you're amazing.
yeah.
That's what you're gonna get because there's people that come in and they're like, I follow you on Facebook. This is my first time in, but I really wanted to come in, and it's like, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's humbling because
Yeah.
there's people out there rooting for you that you don't even know.
Yep. And I just so it's fun world sometimes when it's just the good feedback coming in rather than all the negative stuff that's happening lately. So
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah.
There's a lot of negative in this world right now. We all could use a little bit of happy. You really good at golf to go there? Yeah.
It's well, no, you don't have to be really good. You just have to have a big wallet and
No, I
willing
guess
to
true.
lose a few balls. But yeah, it's like building this simulator. It's I'm one of the few guys that when we start when I start a project, I just want to get it done. Like I started this in May and I got it done right late July, and it was just like I hate just starting a project and have it be in my garage for a year and not get it done. So it took a lot of work. I was out here every day in the summertime, and I lost like 15 pounds doing it just because it was so hot. But yeah, it's a lot of research. Like that's the biggest thing. Like I feel like I was very successful on building this simulator just because there's so much research that I had to put into it. Like this side of the wall really wasn't it, but like that side of the wall over there, you see how it cuts in, goes 12 feet and then it cuts into 11, and then it goes another 5 feet at 11 feet, and then it cuts back in behind you at 10 feet. And the reason why it's like that is because I need a 12-foot screen, and where it comes back at 12 feet or 11 feet there, I have to walk around my car.
Oh.
That's so I can walk around my car. And the reason why right here at right where the door is, it cuts in at 10 feet. And that's so my daughter can open up her door. So that's why it's irregular. Originally, this was just going to be a big square. And then I was like, well, I need a bigger screen. I need to get the car in. And then I have this part up here. You can kind of see on the podcast. Right. That's for my garage door to open up
Oh my.
to go over it. And all of this had to be blueprinted and spaced out. And then on top of that, my garage door opener used to be right here. I had an electric one that pulled
Okay.
up, and it worked out great because there's a cross beam that goes there for the garage door opener, and that's where I put the projector. And
Nice.
and then they already had outlets up there for the garage door opener, so now I could plug that in. And then I trailed a 25-foot cable, HDMI cable, down to the computer. So everything in here was all, like I get some guys up here and they're like, well, would you change anything after being in here? It's like after I think about it, like there's nothing I could change.
Yeah.
Because like if I had changed this, if I take, if I made it longer, 4 more feet this way, I would not have the garage door anymore. And then I would lose that 4 feet of space out there. So, like all of it was just like mapped out. And, I've always been a good critical thinker with that kind of stuff. And
Hey, it worked.
but yeah, it's fun. Yep. But,
So how often are you out here swinging?
very common question I get. I used to be out here, almost every day. And now, between job and podcast and trying to get things like the video editing takes away from, my practice. But we're getting into the season here soon. We have our first tournament in the beginning of May in Afton. So we're going to be, I'll be out here almost every day. I just had my buddy, Charlie come in, and he was, he, he beat me up in here. I lost, in 8 holes. So, but he's a good kid. He actually got me into golf. And the way my mind works is that like when I golf, I want to, like I started to golf and I was like, well, I want to practice every day. And then it started to rain and then it got cold. And then the wintertime was like, well, I can't golf now. It's like, and I don't want to go all the way to Oneonta to the simulator down there. So I was like, so in my mind, it's like, what if I did this? And then it just branched off into this huge imagination for like 5 months of like, what could I do here? And I started to send blueprints, and Charlie helped me like, oh, you need it a little bit longer, and you want it this high. And so we kind of put our brains together. And so I told him if he helped me out, he gets 2 lifetime memberships to my simulator for free. So,
Nice.
so,
Gotta love 2 lifetime free
yep.
memberships.
So if he dies and comes back to life, he's allowed
got
to
a
come back
second
in.
one,
Yep.
nice.
He can come back in. Yep. But yeah, it's the one thing I haven't really figured out about this room is the ventilation. Like in the wintertime, it's a little bit easier, or in the summertime, it's a little bit easier because I have AC in here, blows in the air, and then blows out the bad air. Like I can just crack a door open, but in the wintertime, when you can't really crack a door open and have it maintain the heat, so it gets stuffy in here quick. So I bought a special air purifier. It kind of helps, but it's just like you need to crack a window open and you get a lot of that carbon dioxide up.
Yeah.
So have you get, do you do projects outside of the bakery, or do you even have time for any of that?
A little bit of time. We're actually going to be redoing our gardens this year. So
okay.
yeah, I used to be really into gardening, and especially during COVID time. I had like the whole like raised flower beds, was growing all the vegetables and all
Yep.
that, and then opened the bakery. And then my daughter was really good into plants too. She's actually going to school for plant science, but
Really? Okay.
yeah, so without her there to help combat all of the weeds and everything else, it's now back on me. But I'm like,
Really?
okay, I need a greenhouse. So we're looking at greenhouses now.
How do you combat the weeds?
Um,
It's just repetition, just get down there and
repetition,
dirty.
and then I actually have to rip out all of my raised beds because we have nettles in there. So I kind of have to
Oh,
like rip
no.
it all out, start from scratch. So
So you
now is a
get
good
to dig
time.
down like a foot and then put topsoil in? Is that what you gotta do? Or
I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna probably dig down about a foot, and then we're gonna end up putting like a barrier down and everything, and then just put the greenhouse up and all that too. So
that's pretty cool.
I'm gonna do galvanized beds this year because I did have wooden ones, and then that we made, but now I'm just gonna get the galvanized metal. I'm gonna
So
put
it's
in-
just It's more expensive, but it lasts longer.
Yeah.
Yeah. How big is the galvanized?
I think they're probably like 6 or 8. They're 8 foot.
Yeah.
So it's 8 by 4, I think.
Yep.
Yeah, so it's a decent size.
Pretty cool. You brought the pastry in, and I thought it would be a cool little touch if I had my kids come in
Yeah,
and test it.
absolutely.
And I haven't seen it yet, so
Well, there's more than one, and because I wanted to make sure there was enough for you guys. There's a variety in there.
so they're going to come in here. They're going to judge it. My son, he's
They're gonna judge it.
yeah. My son is he's full of it. He's
Is he an amateur food critic?
he's a critic of everything. He tells you what's on his mind. So don't take it personal.
Oh,
If
I
he-
won't. I
if
love
he tells
kids like
you
that.
anything,
I absolutely love kids that will speak their mind because you know you can trust anything that comes out of it.
yeah, he's a little shit. He's when it comes to asking questions, he's way worse than I was, and I was pretty bad. Like I would ask like my dad driving down to Florida, going to Disney, and I'm in the back seat. He lost all of his hair because he was trying to answer all of my questions about
So
going to the moon.
Your
and-
child's your payback?
Oh yeah, he's like next level. He went to sleep the other day. I was tucking him in, and I shook his hand, right? And like because we made a deal, and I was like, all right, shake on it. We shook on it. And he gets in the bed. And he just immediately goes off. He's like, Dad, when did shaking hand become invented? I'm like, it's like probably back when cavemen became smarter. He's like, are you sure? I was like, yeah, I think so. He's like, well, do you not know? I'm like, Dominic, that's not something that I would know on the top of my head. He's like, but why? I'm like, I don't know when. Said I don't know when shaking hands was invented. He's like, so you lied to me. I'm like, no, I just don't know. I was like, all right, good night.
How old is he?
He's 9, turning
9?
10. Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
the best thing we ever did for our 10-year-old, and some questions you definitely don't want to ask Alexa, but ask Alexa, and she will give you the time.
Yeah.
But I think the one time we were in the bakery, and he wanted to know where the term 86 it came from.
Yeah.
Don't ask that question.
The term what?
86 something. So like in the restaurant, like if you run out of something, 86 steak.
Yeah.
So like 86 with steak, it's like, you know, we don't have any more for the night.
Oh, okay.
So the term 86 it is actually a mafia term.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Oh,
You'll
here
have
they
to look
come.
it up.
Hello.
Hi.
How you guys doing? So you're on the camera.
You're on camera.
All right. So this is Dominic and this is Lucy. Dominic is 9 and Lucy is 7. Yep. So this is Erika. She built. She owns a bakery or cakery in Bainbridge. You know where I went to school. Yep. So she brought us a meal. You remember what you were going to do?
Yes.
You were going to test it out, see what it looks like. Okay. So let's see. Let's see what
See if
it
I
looks
passed
like.
the test.
Yeah.
I brought a few things.
All right. Here, Lucy, get over here a little bit. Right there. Oh, wow. What is this? This looks pretty
So there's
remarkable.
a lemon blueberry coffee cake in there. There's a peanut butter cookie, and then there's 2 cinnamon rolls in there.
Wow.
I would rather.
Oh wait, not a lemon blue. It's a blueberry muffin. Sorry, I grabbed the wrong thing.
Blueberry muffin.
Yep.
Wow. So, what do you guys think?
I
Which
think-
one do you want to
I
try?
think the butter one.
A what?
The cinnamon roll.
No.
Which one of these do you want? We have to test it out, see if it's
You
good.
want the peanut butter cookie?
The peanut butter cookie. All right. So we got judge number 1, Dominic. Now, of all the peanut butter cookies you've had
In all the world.
in
No.
all the world, here, eat over it. One thumb. 10. 1 out of 10. 10 being great.
9 out of 10. No, 10 out of 10.
10
10 out of 10. Wow.
Yeah, he's still
That's-
eating it. Must be good.
Very good. All right. All right. I guess we're testing that one too. Okay.
She wants to
Lucy's
say
testing it. Here, turn around.
it's almost as big as her head.
I know. Here, turn around this way. There you go. All right. So what do you rate it?
Do you like peanut butter?
A 10 out of 9.
10 out of 9.
9 out of 10? Wow. That looks good. All right. Well, this stuff looks excellent. Now, this is a blueberry muffin?
Yeah. So that's a blueberry crumb muffin. That's one of our
I'm gonna
most
have to try
popular
this.
for one.
Mm. The crumbs is all I need to know. You want to try it?
Yeah.
All right. Wow, that's phenomenal. I've never had a professional muffin before, to be honest. It's always been from the gas station or something. What do you think? I can't see you. What do you think? Get over here.
A 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10?
Yeah. 10 out of 10.
Wow. All right. Do you have any questions you want to ask her real quick? One question each. You get over here. You're going to ask her. It's not working. All right. We'll edit that out. What questions do you want to ask? We got one question. Make it good.
How did you get so good?
Lots and lots and lots of practice and lots of baking. I bake every day, all day.
All right. And now your question. You can ask her anything. Ask her one question. Anything.
Have you made any cakes before?
Yes, I make cakes all the
Yeah,
time.
you see that up on
There's
TV
some up
right there? That's a bunch of things she made. Oh, that's a bunch of things she made. So see those things? Those are the pies.
Yeah, we just had pie
Wait,
there
can I show you
yesterday.
which one I like?
Oh, sorry. She had more cakes in the beginning. Let's see if we can find them here. Like, look at that one. Isn't that pretty cool?
Yeah. I think the coolest one is like the one, go back to the start.
All right.
There's one that have a lot of detail. Kind of detail, but I really like it.
Do you remember what it looked like?
It was like, looks like a monster kind of.
Monster, kind of. Oh, was it Jack Skellington? Is that?
Yeah.
Did you show him that one?
No, maybe.
There was like a cake one with like a blue,
Yeah,
like a
buddy. I
blue-
think this is gonna be hard to find.
I might be able to bring it up on my phone. That might be the
Is it
easiest
down?
way.
Is it one of these, bud?
No. Go back to the square cake. It was right next to the. Wait, I just saw it. That one.
Oh, you
Actually,
like?
it wasn't a blue face. I like that one a lot.
Oh, I know that character.
That purple guy.
Wow.
It's not a guy, it's a girl.
All right.
It's a
It's
girl?
called number blocks, is it?
I don't know. Somebody just sent me a picture and said they wanted that cake. So I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I know that character, and I think his name number blocks, and that one is named 6.
Who ordered
Yeah.
the pizza?
Somebody for their kid's birthday. I think they were turning 9. And they ordered a pizza cake and pizza cookies. And then I put it in a pizza box. So you open it up, but it's
Wait,
cake.
is that a real pizza, or is it a cake you just make it like?
It's cake. Maybe I should go on Is It Cake?
All right, your critics have spoken. So, all right, can these guys say goodbye? We're gonna continue the podcast here.
Wait,
Okay.
they didn't do the ones.
Oh, they want to eat the cinnamon roll.
Oh, you want to try the cinnamon roll? Okay.
Here, I'll try to find Jack
All right,
Skellington.
but if you guys do it, you guys have to get over here on the chair. Stay on the chair. All right. Please don't make a noise.
It's only frosting.
That's a big bite for a little girl. All right. So you got 10 out of 10 and a 9 out of 10.
Oh, here's one that you would like. I really need to update my website.
9 out of 10.
9 out of 10.
100 out of 100.
100 out of 100. That was such a big score.
That is a
I
big
think it's 11 out of 11.
11 out of 11. Okay. All right.
All right, so what do you think of this one?
That was cute.
Here, hold it up right there. Yep. You get a little bit closer. There you go.
There we go.
What do you
So
think
we have
about
a
that one, guys?
T-Rex. You like that one?
It looks like that's actually a dinosaur popping out.
Yeah.
And in a couple of days will be my birthday.
Oh yeah? When's your birthday?
How many days?
I think it's 20 days. So
20 days?
So if she could make you a cake, just say if she could, okay, what kind of cake would you want?
Go back to the.
No, if you could
just tell me.
imagine any cake
anything.
that you wanted, what would it be?
I know this, but I think you don't know.
Try
This,
it. Try her.
Try me.
She's a professional.
A game like a Roblox game cake.
A Roblox game? Yeah.
She knows Roblox.
Yeah, I have a 10-year-old. I know Roblox.
Yeah, I want a Roblox cake.
Okay.
You want a Roblox cake?
So maybe you can send me some pictures of, or show me what you want it to look like, and I can send it to Erica. How's that sound?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. All right. Say goodbye and head out. Okay.
Bye.
Bye. It was nice meeting you. Kids are my favorite.
I know. We could do a whole hour of just the kids.
Right? Just talking to them, we totally could.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think when, because I want to find Jack Skellington for you.
Yeah. I
I've
don't know
done
why I
so
can't
many.
find it.
So many cakes in general. Okay, I think it was this year because I think I did 2 different Jack Skellington ones. So that was 2023. I think the most wanted cake that I have done is SpongeBob. What's funnier than 24? 25. I've done that so many times. I've gotten better at drawing SpongeBob though. All right, so it was
I had it
here.
pulled up on your website. I don't understand why I haven't seen it again. Maybe it was in, no, it was on your homepage.
Yeah, I think it was on there. I think it's on the ones that actually like scroll through, so it has to be in there somewhere.
It wouldn't be on your menu, right?
I don't think so. I have not been.
We
on there in
struggling.
so long.
We struggling trying to find that Jack Skeleton one.
I think I'm just gonna update my website later today from this.
I don't want you to feel obligated because we can't find Jack Skeleton.
We've had a lot of people actually come in and like with pictures off the website, they'll be like, "Do
I
you
want
have
this."
this today?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh man, I haven't updated that." in
What's
forever."
the hardest cake to do? Like
The hardest?
in general.
I think the ones where like structurally I have to figure out, like the one with the Stark that was a few before. Like if I don't have the stork, yeah, stork.
Yeah.
I have to make it myself. So then like trying to figure out like, okay, somebody's going to travel with this cake. How can you make a stork that's going to sit on there because they want to see the cake finished when they come and pick it up?
Really?
And then it's got to go through like a crash test dummy type scenario.
Really?
So it's like
Okay.
got to go in a car and be able to like
Now-
stay in place.
Now, is there ever a cake where originally they were going to get it, pick it up at your cakery, or do you just be like, well, no, I'm going to deliver this?
Wedding cakes I typically deliver, and a lot
Okay.
of people are like, "Oh no, we'll have somebody come pick it up." And one time, we had somebody go, "Oh, my brother will pick it up. Just send everything with him." It was cake, cupcakes, and I can't even remember what else.
How do you transport them? Like without them like toppling over?
They
Like
have to sit in a flat spot,
Just
basically.
yeah,
and-
but do you have to go like extremely slow?
no,
Make sure you
not
stay on the side
typically.
streets?
No.
No.
The worst delivery I ever made, I was still working out of my house, and it was a carrot cake for the chamber dinner,
Yep.
and it was a full sheet cake. So a full sheet cake does not fit in your fridge. Let me tell you,
Really?
it does not. And then, so I made it before it needed to be delivered, and we were getting ready to drive it. Well, the GPS took me down a truck trail.
Yeah.
By the time we got there, the cake didn't have icing on the sides. So we had to drive it all the way back home, re-ice it, and then drive it back.
Really? Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's a lot of stress. How often have you had to do something like that where you had to go?
Once.
Wow.
That was
Wow.
a live and learn situation.
That shows
and,
how
yeah.
how
And
good
now
you are at your skill.
Well, not only that, we kind of researched like, okay, where's this going? I think the furthest delivery we've had so far is we went to a ski resort in Roxbury.
Where's
So,
Roxbury?
so if you go out Walton, Hamden, out that way, it's a little bit further. It's like an hour or so outside of
Okay.
there. So it's a good ways away.
Yeah.
And yeah, a ski resort, somebody was getting married.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, researching the best route possible.
Is,
And then we also don't really take anything past
Well, if
like
it's on the ski
2
resort,
hours.
yeah.
Yeah.
it was probably a lot of twisty roads, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
So we could try to end on one of my random questions. I usually ask random questions of the day, um, and then kind of branch off that. So the last couple that I did was if you shot a dinosaur in the leg with a pistol, in the movies it never hurt the dinosaur, right?
Right.
But what if you shot him like 10 times in the kneecap? You would think it would hurt eventually, right? With a-
Yeah, but is their skin too tough to like shoot through?
I don't
you
know.
have to- like it
it
like
wouldn't-
with a handgun? Like
I mean,
that's
if you
too
shot an
close?
elephant with a handgun, it wouldn't hurt it really all that much. But what if you shot him 10 times
10 times in the same spot.
in the same spot or right around the kneecap? You would think it would hurt
You
it.
would think.
Yeah. So
Or
that was
would
my
it just really piss them off?
yeah. That was my dumb question of the last time. So we can go on. I am so angry at the movies for not getting that right. So here's this actually happened in real life, not with me, but to kind of give structure of what I was asking. So there was a couple. I don't know how much money they actually had, but they saw a homeless guy, hungry, torn up shirt. They decided to help the homeless guy, and they recorded it of them helping. It was a very nice gesture. They gave him money and everything. They gave him some food or whatnot, and they started a GoFundMe for the homeless guy, and everything was going really well, and the GoFundMe ended up exploding and made, I think it was like over $1 million. And that couple didn't really, I don't think they had a lot of money, but they were being very giving. So, which was really nice of them. They saw that money come in. It was for the homeless guy. they end up finding out the homeless guy was like on drugs and all and wasn't responsible enough. They felt that they should have some sort of say in how much they keep that money, and end up being like the homeless guy was like putting in a petition saying that that was my money, and technically it was. What do you think that homeless money or that homeless guy should have gotten all that money?
If the GoFundMe was set up just for him to solely benefit the homeless man, then yes, it clearly states it was for him. They have
Yeah.
no right to it.
Yep. And that's what I think is the right answer. Here's my a little uh expanding. I think in reality that guy was helped by that couple.
Yeah.
There should be some sort of human reaction from either the government or the GoFundMe people. Be like, hey, these people helped you. They almost should require him, or should, say to him, be like, look, there's going to be beef if you don't give some of this money to him. We're going to give you all the money.
Right.
Okay, but there should be some obligation that guy should give him some of the money, because one, then it's going to stir up that. It's going to make those people feel bad. But on two, it should be an encouragement for that couple to still give to other people.
Right.
Because all this shows is that now no one wants to start a GoFundMe for homeless people because they went through like lawsuits and all this other
Right.
stuff, and ruined their life, made the couple looked like assholes for doing that. And so it's like, that's my thought on the whole process.
I think I've learned in my life that if you cannot give fully from yourself without expecting anything in return, then you shouldn't do it.
Yeah.
So you have to be able to separate yourself from what you've given out there. Like that's even if like a friend borrows money from you. If you can't give that money without the expectation of that's never coming back,
Yep.
don't do it.
Yeah. Yeah. If you're willing to look, like a moral giving person, and then come back and you're like, I want that money, that's
Yeah. And
your
I'm
true
sure
colors
they
are
were jealous that,
Yeah.
oh, look, we started
Yep.
this and he's getting all of this
Yep.
and we're getting nothing.
Yeah, they should have an idea of like expectations of like, hey, this guy could be getting a lot of money,
Yeah.
and it would be better just not to.
Are you able to, I've never done like a GoFundMe or anything like that. Are you able to put a cap on it?
There's a goal that you could put. I actually did one for my wife's father when he passed. I put a goal of 4,500, and then people that see the GoFundMe, you advertise it like crazy, and then they
Right.
can give.
So what happens when you reach that goal? Is it just ended?
No, it can still go.
It can still go.
Yep.
Okay.
The goal is there for the goal. But yeah, like people put like GoFundMe's for like $5,000, and they end up getting like $500,000. So
Because even when the one celebrity that just died from Dawson's Creek, do you remember who it was? I can't think of his name.
my wife is a Dawson Creek fanatic.
Yeah, I can't think of his name.
Jason Vanderbeek.
Yes. So when he died, and like all these celebs were giving to his wife and his family, and
Yep.
like there was that big like uproar in that. Even it's like, really, you have no say in what other people do with their money.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
and just just because he was famous, and he was extremely nice, religious guy with 7-8 kids or something like
Yeah.
that. His family, he actually probably didn't work or act for like a long time.
I
So
think like 2 years he was not doing anything because he was still doing like Broadway and stuff like
oh,
that.
he
I
was. Oh,
believe,
okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm not saying like money was tough for him, but
No.
yeah, I would say like if someone wants to give to someone, you should
Yeah.
never.
And you shouldn't be able to be like, no, part of that's mine because
Yeah.
I set this up.
Yeah.
No, that's
Yeah.
not how this works. You did this out of your kindness of your heart to set this up for this person to benefit their lives. And then you can't just be like, nope, this part's mine now.
Yeah.
This part's mine. You
Yeah,
you made
can't
too
do that.
much. This is mine.
Yep. Yeah.
No.
I agree 100%. Yeah. I helped a couple people around top of Sydney Mountain. It was a college girl. She had no cell service and she had a flat tire. Um, I helped her after work for about an hour changing her tire. It wasn't an hour, but it felt like an hour because it was like 95 degrees out. It was horrible. And
Yeah, time
and
multiplies by 10
yeah,
at that point.
sh you know, when I was in her situation and I didn't have a lot of money, and then I knew she just went to college. She was like offering me like $20. I said, you know, there's no cameras on me. I said, you just help out the next person that's in your situation,
Yeah.
and you know, just continue. You know, I wasn't expect. Then I helped another one right on the bridge in between Speedway and the intersection right before Speedway, where you turn on River Street in Sydney.
Hmm.
There was he had a broken car. I was joking around. I helped him. I tore out all my tools. We got his tire changed on the spare, and he wanted to offer me money. I was like, nope, nope, it's totally fine. It's like, because I expect what if I ever was in that situation, and which I have. I remember people giving me gas when I had no money, and I had to walk
Right.
up to someone's house because I was so irresponsible. They gave me gas, and I never paid them back because they asked me. They said I didn't have to, but
Yeah,
you
but
know,
they probably went into that thinking that, okay, he's just going to pass this on later on in life
yep,
too.
exactly,
Because that's just what you do when you do something
yep,
like that. You hope that the goodness that you're giving out is
yep,
going to be a ripple effect.
yeah, you know, and it's such a it's such an easy thing for people to say, but there's another level of doing.
Hmm.
And it's kind of going back to like what you were saying with or like what we were talking about earlier about people wanting to have someone to succeed in life that's your competitor, you know, someone that, you know, instead of hoping that people fail so much so it brings you up to their level, no, you want to see people succeed and,
Yeah.
you know, branch off and to have, you know, a good
Especially
life.
a competitor too, because they should know
Yeah.
what all you're going through to
Yeah.
get where you're at.
Yeah.
And
Like,
like,
yeah. If, I would imagine if you had a good competitor, if someone came in with a bakery right next to you or down the road from you, you know, a good faith person would be like, "Hey, I'm struggling with this. Do you have any tips on how I could do better at this?" You know,
yeah.
and I knowing just sort of the conversation with you won't hesitate to be like, "Oh yeah, that's how you would mix up the creams," or you know, "This how you mix in the honey," or whatever, and you know, and
I
it's
might be slightly hesitant, but I have my own reasons for that.
well, no, yeah, but like I'm saying, like just say if they came out of good faith
Yes,
and
if
be
they
like,
came out
"Hey,
of
I'm
good faith.
struggling on how to make this pastry." I'm just giving an example. I'm not saying,
No, you're
but like I'm not saying like your secret Krabby Patty recipe, but with like you know, it's just a recommendation. It's like if someone be like, "Hey, what's a good skill of mixing these two things together? How, you know, am I overcooking this or something like
Yeah,
that?" And
I definitely give tips for
yeah,
that.
yeah,
I
yeah,
did have somebody come in and be like, just really trying to make a good loaf of sourdough bread. And I gave them some of my sourdough starter
sure,
and I told them what to feed it.
yeah,
And then they were not a good person and turned around and made a business out of it. But
really.
so that's why I'm
I totally
hesitant
understand.
because
Yeah,
you
one,
do those things out of the kindness of your heart. You're
really,
like,
okay,
okay, yeah, sure, this is what you need to do.
that
And
makes
then
sense.
somebody goes, "Oh no, you gave me your secret. Now I'm gonna profit off that."
Wow, no,
So
that's sleazy.
I've had both ends.
I I I totally understand how you could be cautious after that. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I totally understand. Yeah.
I
Yeah,
do kind of feel like Plankton and Mr. Krabs
yeah.
sometimes.
Do you? You're Mr. Krabs.
Yes, guarding the secret Krabby Patty
No,
recipe.
yeah, yeah. Now, do you like? You don't have to tell me the recipes, but like, do you have like certain things that you're like, I figured it out. Like, this is the best way to do it.
Oh my goodness, I forgot. Are they in here? No, they're in my car. So, okay. So I'm gonna have to go get them for you. But I had this amazing. So somebody came in the wedding consult. They're like, okay, they came in last week and said what they wanted to try. So I have to make these things for them to come try today. So they're like, we want an oatmeal cookie, but then we also like toffee, and like their other flavors were espresso.
Yep.
So I'm like sitting there this morning. I'm like, okay, so I need to make an oatmeal toffee cookie. And then I'm like, okay, what am I going to add to it? So I added espresso to it.
Yep.
Oh my God. This cookie is amazing.
You added espresso?
Yes.
Huh.
Yes.
I'm not much of a guy with ingredients, but that just makes it more like.
So think espresso toffee oatmeal cookie
Oh, wow.
with toffee on top. So good.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah, we'll
I was
have
eating,
to try
before I'd
that.
even baked, I was like eating the cookie dough, and I'm like, I think I stumbled on something amazing.
Really?
Yes.
So is that like, I'm not like, is that your only like do you have other like other than that like
Oh
do you-
yeah,
over
it's
over time?
endless. It's endless.
And do you just continue writing that until it just doesn't sell, or like do you put that in your, or do you
well-
just kind of keep it in as a backup, or?
No, like I'll put it out for sale to see how it goes, but like I'll keep it in the memory bank, or like
Yeah.
be like, okay, this one worked, like this was amazing. But like I've also branched off on like different types of cinnamon buns. Like I don't just do the plain cinnamon bun. Like I
Yeah.
started with apple pie cinnamon buns
Oh
after
my
that.
gosh.
And then we moved on to, I was like, okay, let's do all pie flavors. So I did peach pie during peach season.
Yeah.
I did strawberry rhubarb. And then we just had, and then I branched off. We did a s'mores one, and then we just did strawberry crunch. And then there was a lemon raspberry, like just endless. Like, okay, how can I improve the original?
I could never do what you do. I'd be 300 pounds eating my own food and be like, where's all the food? Oh,
Well, funny thing is, I can't eat my own food.
why?
I'm
You
gluten
just-
free.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, the world decided, oh, you're amazing at this. I'm going to take this part of it away
Really?
from you. Yes.
Can you even like taste it?
No,
Really?
I can't taste it. I'm rolling Danish dough to make
So
Danish,
who's
and I
your
get
professional
rashes.
tester? Your kids?
My kids, my husband, my friends.
Try this espresso.
Well, the espresso one I did make gluten free, so I could eat
Oh,
that one,
okay.
but yeah,
That's
but you
cool.
wouldn't know it was gluten free unless I told you. But yeah, you'd be surprised how many things in my bakery are actually gluten free.
Now, what's the exact terminology of being gluten free? What do you have to like not include?
Okay, so you have to stay away from any product that has flour in it.
Okay.
So we're talking just about 99% of flour.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. And I found out, or I had an inkling 15 years ago, because I was working at a grocery store bakery at that point, and we were making donuts, and it was the only time we ever got out flour, because this is donuts they made from scratch. Well, they had me rolling donuts because I had the experience, and I was getting rashes and hives and everything all over. I went and got tested. Oh, you're not allergic to anything. So I just went about my life because I'm
Really?
like, okay, I'm not allergic to anything. So we're talking inflammation, any symptom that you could possibly have for gluten intolerance, I had it.
Really?
But I'm like, I'm not allergic to anything. I'm fine.
Yeah. Yeah, my grandma, she eats gluten-free stuff, and I didn't realize that she ate only gluten-free. And
Did you poison her?
well, no, I remember like when I was, moving up in the world, I had my own apartment with my wife, and I was so oblivious to my surroundings. I was so bad. But like I was like making like spaghetti or tortellini, and like she was like, I can't eat this. Like I was made her like a special meal or something. I was like it wasn't until like a year later I was like, why couldn't she eat that? Like I thought it was my food, and she was like, and I realized that none of the
Yeah.
food that I made she couldn't eat. So yeah.
It's hard. Things have come a long way in the last 10 years or so, but yeah, it used to be really bad.
Now with gluten-free stuff, is there some like gluten-free stuff that's actually better than non-gluten-free?
Hmm.
Like what?
The cookie you're gonna eat, and
Oh, really?
yeah, it's so good. It's soft, and
So if you made that with, normal ingredients,
it
you
might be
think
a
it would
little
be?
tougher. It might be a little bit more crunchy.
Oh,
Like I
okay.
found that gluten-free flour in cookies
Yeah.
makes them stay softer longer. I don't know.
Gluten-free flour?
Yeah, they make gluten. It's like a rice flour blend. It's usually like rice
Where they
flour,
like chop up like rice?
grind it up, kind of like
Really?
you would like any other. But
Oh,
yeah,
really? Okay. Well,
yeah. So it looks like flour, just
Yeah.
it's rice. And
That's cool.
King Arthur makes it a really good blend that I use. And yeah, so
That's pretty cool. Well, we can slow down the podcast if we want to grab those cookies. We
yes,
try one out
yes.
and then see how it goes.
I must have hit a sharp turn. They went flying around the corner.
Why? What happened?
They were on the other side of the car.
Who, the kids?
No, the cookies.
Oh, gotcha. There's. Now, can you try these?
Yeah, I can. I already
Aw.
ate enough of them today.
Whenever I go to patients' house and I have to re-educate them, I always to lighten up the mood. I always tell them, I was like, I won't report you, but you have to give me some of your cookies that you just cooked in the kitchen. And they always laugh. They always give me some cookies as I get on the road. So explain to me what this is exactly again.
Okay, so that is an espresso toffee oatmeal cookie.
Espresso toffee oatmeal cookie. Wow. Now, I'm not saying that because I'm being recorded. That's like nothing I've ever tasted before.
Right?
You can taste every single thing that you
Yes.
just said in it.
And it all works.
Now, where are the nuts on the top?
That's toffee. There's no nuts.
Oh, that's tough. Okay.
Well, actually, toffee does have nuts in it. It has almonds in it. Hopefully, you're not allergic.
Wow, that's pretty remarkable. And then what's the darker part on it?
Chocolate. It's like a
Chocolate?
Heath bar type thing.
Wow. It's pretty awesome. It's almost like you do this for a living.
I know, right? Or maybe I should start.
No, no. Well, I can't wait to get the cakes from you because you're gonna be my go-to for now on. Because I don't know anyone else in the area, and just from your results on the internet and everything, it'll definitely be my go-to. So I
Absolutely.
appreciate you doing this podcast with me.
No
so.
problem. It was fun.
Yeah. So, any last words you want to say before we go?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
I'm good.
All right. All right. Have a good one.